Time for another Old Fashioned Mojo Rant. I don't believe it. My adventure started on January 5th, right after New Year's, where I saw Cottonmouth Kings at the Whiskey. Also on the way there, I realized that Predapool drinks some really strong tea, and I threw it up right when I got there.
I can't believe that shit. It was just normal tea.
Really?
It's like a quadruple shot and whatnot, and then it was like, I don't feel so good. My mojo, you'll be fine. I don't feel good. And then we get there, and he's like, ah! And it was fine for the rest of the night.
Shut up and get to the point!
Cottonmouth Kings are such fucking posers that they can't even pick a fucking town. Because they're from Yorba Linda.
Are you serious? They're from fucking Yorba Linda?
But, you know, you can't really be gangsta hip-hop, stoner stuff.
That's so funny. Only like divorced moms live in Yorba Linda? Divorced soccer moms? A wine problem and a Xanax addiction?
They just claim all of OC, and then they try to claim Long Beach. Then Long Beach told them,
go fuck yourself.
Because, you know, if you're from Long Beach, you can claim Long Beach. And then they claim Riverside.
People of Walmart.
And their crowd went to shit.
I mean, literally.
I've made a huge mistake.
Crippled people in wheelchairs with clown makeup going, yeah, man, come on, kids.
Are you talking about yourself? Oh, decent.
There was also emo night at the Viper Room.
What, fucking emo's nostalgia now?
Shit!
This decade's gonna fucking suck.
Then there was a horrible episode 3, you know, a home with Alara, or as I call it, goodbye Alara. I mean, yeah, Egotastic Bone Town and everybody else has covered it, but I'll just give you the gist of it.
And here we go.
Alara breaks her arm wrestling Isaac.
They did give her a warm send-off, but it's just kind of weird that she gets replaced by his previous ex-girlfriend.
Alara's replacement. I don't like her. She reminds me of like the evil teacher character in the new Sabrina series. Like I'm expecting her to like wear like a Victorian dress, say, well,
couldn't very well keep calling myself the master. Now could I?
which to me is like, yeah, if it was a Star Trek episode, I'd be pissed. But since it's not Star Trek, it's hilarious.
Oh my god, we're in trouble.
Because she's a krill. She's that krill chick.
What? No way. I never saw it coming.
And then you find out the krill have a bigger enemy.
The krill ship then finds itself the target of a hostile takeover by monkey remans, known as the Choctaw, with a score to settle with the krill.
It was predictable as shit. But the episode ever.
Oh yeah!
It was January 18th, my mom's birthday, but also a lesson to be learned too. It was the premiere of Bill Maher, and I fucking missed it. Mojo used to never ever miss Bill Maher when it's on, or bad luck will happen.
And finally, new rule, someone has to explain, if our economy is doing so great, how come everyone is broke?
But also,
It was 30 days and Predapool's birthday weekend countdown. And it all started on Hollywood Boulevard. Fire Tiger played.
Thank God we missed that. It's mostly because my new armor hadn't been completed yet, but that was just a journey of fate, so thank God that did not happen. Ugh.
One side zero at the Whiskey.
One Side Zero is one of those bands that I just heard that name, and they're around in like the late 90s, so I don't know if they were rap rock, or aka new metal, or emo. I still don't know what they sound like.
Exactly, no one cares. Get on with the fucking story. I'm getting bored. Reagan Youth in Circle 1 at the Viper Room.
like the Aborted or Guttermouth to be just that band that everybody talks about that I never heard. I always see the patch.
And Ashley Simpson and Evan Ross, you know, as in Diana Ross's son, at the fucking Roxy.
Oh my God, was it star-studded, dude? Fucking Diana Ross was there.
Which, by the way, you know who I am, how I know about Evan Ross?
The Simpsons?
I know it's canceled, but whatever.
The next day, Comics and Gold IT was on Hollywood Boulevard, and I missed out and just did my usual.
Yes, went to the Rainbow.
And I also went to the Whiskey for Iron Maidens. And on the same week, Glass premiered. Joker John's Take It Away.
Oh, great. Some dude that you're fucking poster edging and it's not even your fucking content.
Glass. So Glass is the long-awaited sequel to Unbreakable, also part 3 of the Shyamalan superhero trilogy. Are we calling it that now? Point is, it's Unbreakable, Split, and Glass. And essentially now there's Mr. Glass, played by Samuel L. Jackson, Kevin, or the Horde, played by James McAvoy, and they're in this facility where Bruce Willis's character David Dunn is, and the soldier villain and the archenemy might just team up to test the hero. That's one element in this movie anyway. There's a lot of stuff in here. And quite frankly, I just can't deny it. I loved seeing David Dunn and Mr. Glass on screen. It's been 19 years, man. I've been waiting for this sequel forever. Some people will probably complain Act 2 in this movie is slow. And it is slow, but really it captures the spirit of Unbreakable.
Tread lightly.
I will tread lightly. Glass is a better time if you're drunk.
Nigga, please.
Let's get on with something fucking important besides the cover bands we saw and some other fucking asshole that I really don't care or know about.
Listen, my Bonnie and Clyde days are over.
Amazing.
Then the following Monday and Tuesday, I had to make sure the magazine came out on time.
Enough to cause a little blood, but no real damage.
And it was also Predapool's birthday.
Anything less would be uncivilized.
Predapool did manage to have a lot of birthday wishes.
They're like tranquilizers.
Free tiramisu, and
I'm a no-rest build-up man myself.
only downside is that the mag is supposed to be out that Friday, so we can be ready for NAMM.
Nag, 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 nag!
Then it was Bon Scott tribute at the Yost by my friend Joe Sutton of Club Vodka.
You forgot to mention the main reason we were going there is to capitalize on the huge bulk of alcohol that we brought there, so we had to take advantage of some of that. I at least had a couple of those freebies.
We mainly went there to support Six Gun Sal, because Predapool hasn't seen Joey's band.
You gotta support the home.
Then it was NAMM Day 1, as I call it, Infiltration Day. We just get our passes, check it out.
I didn't go because I work for a living.
Ran into Fifi LaRue, ran into Dan Crenshaw of Garden of Eden, ran into the Duncan brothers, Rob Sheriff, of course Nick Fuco.
We welcome you.
I've noticed something off about this planet ever since we arrived.
Get on with it. This is supposed to be where the fucking Orville shit was playing, alright? Shit, no one fucking cares.
Then what happened?
Later on that night, we all went to the Yost again for the Bonzo bash, and Randy Rhodes also going with us was Layla's best friend, Ty. The next day was NAMM Day 2, or as I call it, Mullet Day, because you get business done during the day and you party at night, like a mullet. Oh, by the way, another thing really sucked on Mullet Day. For some fucking reason, they don't allow warp.
And not just that, I was in full Predapool. I had a mask. They said masks weren't allowed, but I got smiled and waved, and Mojo's like, I can't get in. So I have him going through the arena, and he got in fine. But
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Motherfucker, I've been going to NAMM since 2004, and you try to give me shit. Come on. It's 2019. Trannies can get their own bathrooms, but yet, God forbid, I wear makeup. Come on!
I'm done with this fucking
Bullshit.
that you keep on spewing out every time you talk to somebody. Because I swear to God, you were talking to at least 50 people that night, and you kept on bringing up that specific topic every time you talk to these fucking people.
What? They don't pay top dollar to mutilate my genitals? I fucking can't wear my makeup?
I'm thinking about getting a surgery to... just to fucking fucking piss you off. And I'll choke you with it too.
Some fucking people.
It's like NAMM's trying to be PG-13 when they've been R-rated since 1987, or probably since 1982.
It's only been R-rated up until the point where I moved to California. Then that's when it went really downhill. And you know it has, because that's when they started getting rid of all the fucking after parties.
Speaking of posers, Rageaholic, I'm calling you out. I did not see you at NAMM. You're Mr. Metal Authority, I'm the leading authority in metal, even though you're born in 1995. And you were not at NAMM, the rock star convention. Instead, you were playing fucking video games.
Really? That's a pity.
Same thing goes with Rock Thief. Didn't see you anywhere. I could have covered it, but I'm jaded. Come on! What did we do?
Thank God I didn't go to that. That was just my shortcut to get over to the Hilton.
Well, at least the doll hut was packed.
That band was alright. Nice people. No one from Nick stuff. That's basically it.
And then what happened?
We just drank at the Hilton and Marriott because we're lame like that.
I've made a huge mistake.
Then it was NAMM, the big night of NAMM. And what did we do? Well, I drank heavily. And then we went to the Grove for body count.
The fuck's up now?
And it was pretty cool. The guys just gave us a fucking, hold us a spot for us in line. And yeah.
I was in New York, they say, yo, we got a show in Cali. I'm like, I'm not coming to fucking Cali for one show. They said it's for NAMM. I said, I'm there. Real motherfuckers, like an industry party up in this.
Get on with it.
Yes, get on with it!
HTH Rockaholic Karaoke at Skinny's, presented by Skunk Love. Skunk Love wasn't there because apparently someone shot him in the eye with a BB gun. It wasn't me.
No. I heard he shot himself with the BB gun.
Really?
He wasn't shot by anybody but himself.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
A few days later was the first of the month, aka payday. And what did I do? I went to the whiskey for last in line. AKA deal without deal. While there, I ran into my
Nigga, please.
Mark Terrain, and we just talked about why rock and roll does not exist for the younger generation because they're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't.
Maybe what he needs is for you to pop your titty out his mouth and let the boy grow up.
They're damned if they do because rock and roll is supposed to be about rebellion, which really you can't when it's your parents' music. And if they don't, that's why their music sucks. There's no good origin to it. Like if you look at like bands back in the day and how they got their name, they make sense. For example, my friend Mark Terrain of the Bullet Boys. They're called Bullet Boys because back in the day they used to carry guns with them. Hence it makes fucking sense. And it's fucking epic. Guns N' Roses were called Guns N' Roses because they were two bands that formed one. It was Hollywood Roses and Tracy Gunn of LA Guns. Makes fucking sense. Like bands like Poison are lame because they got their name from a shade of fucking green. Blink-182, even though they fucking sucked, they got their name from how many times Al Pacino says fuck in the movie Scarface. Unlike Good Charlotte, who got their name from a font.
Well, that's so funny that they got it from a font because when I saw one of those guys, I didn't work on them. It was a font, not a font. Font.
Yes, a fucking font. I mean, honestly, posers. The two breakthrough actual bands, not this fucking faggot pop shit, is Greta Van Fleet. You're not amazing. You just are a really, really good Led Zeppelin tribute band, but without being Led Zeppelin. And then Ghost, which look cool, concept is cool, but you sound like Jefferson fucking Starship.
Just wanna be with you all night.
How unmetal is Jefferson fucking Starship?
Shut up and get to the point.
Long story short, too late. Well, at last line, saw Captain Anarchy, avoided him because, well, I don't want to take him home.
Anything less would be uncivilized.
Then it was Super Bowl Sunday, because
I'll repeat myself.
went out Super Bowl Sunday, and, well, like I said, it was raining. The fucking Rams lost against the fucking cheating Patriots. Fuck the Patriots, but I don't watch sports. Rams lost, no riot, there was a lot of rain, and also while there I went to the whiskey for the undead. knowledge of the undead. Back in the days of Napster and LimeWire, I was downloading Misfits, Danzig, and Samhain. They'd always recommend the undead, which, you know, the undead is a general name for that type of genre band.
The extreme always seems to make an impression.
The other time I heard of the undead was back in the Bush administration when he had the re-election in 04. They had all these punk rock anti-Bush compilations and shit, right? Then they had a punk rock pro-Bush compilation called Crush Carry.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I feel like a fucking poser.
It is what it is.
So while there, I got there. Running Captain Anarchy, running a few bands.
And then what happened?
Friday, February 9th, for Shaggy, 2 Dope, and ICP.
I know, right? Juggalo stuff.
So we have Juggalo stuff. And this time we have Juggalo stuff.
Let me hear you say
That's alright.
I'm sick of being ashamed.
Aren't you?
Got a good spot to film the band and stuff.
Did they help you move?
Nope.
Did they lie for you in court?
What do you expect? It's Shaggy 2 Dope.
Whoop whoop.
Then they ain't followers, are they?
Following Monday was Kiss the Whiskey.
Yes, Kiss at the fucking whiskey.
And then Wednesday was Gilby Clark, and on Valentine's Day was Mike Tramp. I didn't go to any of that stuff because Biggie the Man Cat was sick. Actually, he was dying, as you saw on the last video. It was a sad, sad Valentine's Day for us. Rest in peace, Ziggy the Man Cat. You were an awesome, awesome kitty. You're going to the big board meeting in the sky. Next episode was basically a whatever episode. It's Tala has a lady boner for this Mocklin dude.
This has to be the most insane thing that's ever happened on this ship.
One time I almost died because I humped a statue.
Isaac once cut my leg off.
The captain and commander, they got put in a zoo.
And Bortus almost crashed the ship because of porn.
And we learn more about how intolerant the Mocklins are because...
Booty call, dark and handsome.
And then what happened?
Next day, the 15th, was the 3-year anniversary of Metal Mayhem with Rock Toy. Nightmare, Alice Cooper,
his club,
and of course, Heavenly Trip to Hell. And yes, I got to announce them. It was awesome.
And plus the fucking message is bomb.com. Just so you know how woke I am.
Then ended up doing a bunch of cocaine at the after party. And
the reason so many people in this country keep having litters of children are all these fertility drugs.
But we need to start shrinking this population down, and abortion is a good tool.
Misery and dissonance.
You mean you can't keep your eye on 19 children?
I personally want to go to an abortion clinic and start handing out fucking thank you baskets filled with candy to every woman who walks out, just as a way of saying, thank you for not gunking up this planet with any more barely conscious human being.
Your journey must be aborted.
And then the following weekend after that was Rough Riot at the Whiskey. AKA Quiet Riot, but actually Quiet Riot. You know, Quiet Riot basically is now fronted by the guy from American Idol. This is the main guy of that, and it was alright.
How's everybody doing?
He's old, whatever.
Starbucks should sell lattes with the abortion pill mixed in it.
This month's special drink at Starbucks, the baby killer.
And for some horrible reason, which I can't explain, that brings me joy. Hey, we're over here.
But after that, I say, fuck! I wish they were doing it. I'd support the shit out of that.
And the following week was Mushroom Head and Jiggy Lee and Iron Butterfly. I didn't go to any of that.
But why?
It's raining and I was broke.
Who cares?
Now to the awesome episodes, dude.
Okay then, let's see what's down there.
Holy fucking shit.
Our only chance of stopping them is to work together.
Yeah, it's kind of predictable that the Krill and
Union
team up. The space battle was pretty epic.
And then what happened?
If the elites are listening, I have a few plans. First, you give Michael Bay $5 million Trump's gonna do. I'm gonna build a wall. No one can get past that. Fuck that shit. Take that money away from him. Give it to Michael Bay. Michael Bay, this is $5 billion. The highest budget for any movie we want you to make. You're the best Voltron movie possible. And Michael Bay the shit out of it. And then, on opening night, everyone shows up to see the movie, fill that motherfucker with the sterilization gas. The gas is loose. And it's odorless, and it's tasteless, and they never know it. But none of them ever produce any children. Not only did you reduce the future population of the planet, but you raised the future fucking IQ as well.
The following weekend, we changed it up a bit because since it was Rubik's Cube, a tribute to the 80s at the Whiskey and a bunch of crap we don't really care about, me and Layla decided to go to Bar Sinister for Midnight Nightmare and Fate Destroyed. Fate Destroyed features Francesca from The Dreaming, you know, the bass player chick, now singing, and Now I know why she played bass. She can't sing. Her stage presence was yeah, she's a hot chick, but whatever. Reeks of trying too hard. And then it was Midnight Nightmare, who we've seen before. And reminds me of Mr. Nancy from American Gods when he's in his true form. And of course, the band reminds me of the band Christ. Also over the weekend was this monstrosity.
Characters are quite specifically for pushing ideas.
That's our agenda!
You realize that these people are not going to stop.
Wrong time, place won't matter.
Don't like it? Don't see it.
Hey look, our plan is working. Therefore, let's keep on doing the same thing with this fandom until it dies.
Captain Marvel was the most glass-ceiling smashing film of all time because it was one of the first action hero films with a woman in the lead role. That is, if you exclude Aliens, Nikita, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the 2 Charlie's Angels films, the 2 Kill Bill films, Elektra, Catwoman, the 3 Blood Rain films, Salt, Aeon Flux, Lucy, Ghost in the Shell, Haywire, the 5 Underworld films, the 6 Resident Evil films, the 4 Hunger Games films, Atomic Blonde, the 3 Tomb Raider films, Ultraviolet, and Wonder Woman. But other than those 38 films I just mentioned, it was basically one of the first. Captain Marvel 2, Avengers Endgame.
Then we'll move on to the next fandom.
Why don't you read the script that I wrote?
I didn't see it, but these jackasses did.
I'm not glad Stan Lee is dead. I'm sad you're alive.
Walmarts should have abortion clinics in them.
Because statistically, that will ruin at least 2 people's night this evening.
2 days later, my primary Facebook profile got suspended because of bullshit. Fucking snowflakes.
When you're not on age, you're taking up too much space.
Oh, Chewy Honey Nut Cheerios this year was good news. The honey coming out of your nuts said cheerio to being capable of reproduction.
Nag, 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 nag!
I went to the Whiskey for Enough's Enough.
Whatever.
It's butt rock.
It is what it is.
Party so hard I destroyed one of our spaceships. Thank God I got my other one.
And then what happened?
Since I, was kind of shell-shocked from crashing one of my following Sunday was St. Patty's Day, and the whiskey was none other than, well, longest set I've ever seen of green motherfucking Jello. You know, these guys. Take out the fucking dinosaur mosh pit with Reptar. Hey! 1, 2, 1, 2, bone to pick with you, Savannah Cat.
I found the Cheech and Chong cameo to be pretty funny.
Didn't I tell you, man? Check it out!
You guys know who that is?
I don't know.
Oh my fucking god!
I'd never seen him. I've heard of him.
Yeah, it's just one of those names you know, but...
Excuse me, what did you say?
I didn't stutter.
You're supposed to be Mr. Movie Expert, smug fucking critic, fucking authority, yet you fuckers never heard of Cheech and Chong.
Really?
You guys don't even know who Cheech and Chong are.
Some fucking people.
I mean, I can understand I hate everything, not knowing who Cheech and Chong is, because he's from England, and yeah, but well,
So like,
okay.
Cheech
I
Marin
didn't know that.
plays Bonsai, hyena in The Lion King.
Now that's power. Tell me about it.
And Cheech and Chong are basically like just two dudes who did a lot of really bizarre stoner comedies throughout the...
All right.
especially when you're a college kid, you smoke pot. That's like kind of like common fucking knowledge.
And then what happened?
Following weekend was Alien Ant Farm at the Whiskey. Lincoln Battle of Bands with Boyd Vader at the Viper Room. And of course, my good buddy Andrew something Polish birthday as well. What a Pisces, huh?
Pisces and Aries anyway.
And then what happened?
What We Do in the Shadows premiered, as in this movie.
Let us do the procession of shame.
It's very Americanized. I'm getting used to it.
He awakens.
Very cool, Master. Very scary.
Thank you.
The cool thing I like what they added was
A psychic or energy vampire. Are we having a house meeting?
The power grows stronger in him by the night.
Then after all that hiding and whatever, it was Wondercon fucking weekend at the Anaheim Convention Center.
Day one, we got to interview Bruce Timm and Kevin Conroy.
Anything less would be uncivilized.
Batman animated series represent. They're doing the, Justice. There's a new animated DC
Universe animated movie called The Justice League versus the Fatal Five. Which me and my brother got mixed up with the Fearsome Five from Darkwing Duck.
This is your time to play. This is your judgment day. We made a sacrifice and now we get to take your life.
But thank God we did roundtable interview because
Derek McCaw from fucking Fanboy Planet was there, dude.
that guy fucking knows his shit. In fact, he knew his shit so much that when he interviewed the Emerald Empress,
we stop our enemies before they even start.
Did the laws of the universe change and nobody told me?
Gay people are good, but a gay situation is bad.
I have nothing against gay people. In fact, I like gay people.
I always said if I had to fuck a guy, had to, if my life depended on it, I'd fuck Elvis.
I'd fuck Elvis.
But I also liked when it was okay for me to mock something that sucked by calling it gay.
Dude, they're out of chili fry. Oh, well, that's fucking gay.
later on after that, we went to the Whiskey for Agent fucking Orange. And, it was alright. And opening direct support for Agent Orange was, of course, The Bastards, some British old school punk band. Ran to Russell, and it was punk rock as fuck, and, yeah, not bad. Next day was day 2 of Wondercon, and, well, Yeah. Me and Layla decided to just go shopping where we didn't really see much because we're kind of spoiled when it comes to conventions because
we exist on certain planes.
Come on!
Celebrity cosplayers are proof why you are all a generation of posers and
Shut the fuck up.
And also while there I ran into David Schrader, the creator of Baby Badass.
Super Soldier. You know, I love my super soldiers, like Captain America, you know, and it was a failed experiments. Hulk, there's your failed experiment. So yeah, mixed super soldiers, failed experiments. So say you're building Cap, but instead of building Cap, you know, big old diesel super soldier, good looking guy like Chris Evans, you have a baby. You have a baby super soldier. So this is what we have. We have a super soldier in the body of a baby, and he's out there to beat up some bad guys, and you know he's a super soldier clone killing machine trapped inside the body of a baby, and he's gonna team up with a sexy waitress by the name of Joey, and they're on the run from the evil M-O-T-H-E-R. That's Mother, y'all.
Basically, I made a new friend, and that's always good at Wondercon.
Hell yeah, be buddies with that shit.
Because I've never really made friends there. I always make enemies, because that's where you'll run into the most SJW comic book fans is at Wondercon.
I've made a huge mistake.
San Diego is too big to, you know, run into people you hate. LA, well, we do panels there every year, and we also have the option to go to the Rainbow afterwards rather than hang out with a bunch of nerds who can't party. And San Diegans, well, sorry, you guys can't party.
Nag, 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 nag!
Other than like a few people I know, like the guys from POD and Ben, Badass Crazy Carol's boyfriend, which, well, if you're Badass Crazy Carol's boyfriend, of course you'd had a fucking drink. But other than that,
I'm a no-rest build-up man myself.
yeah, San Diegans can't party worth a shit, especially in fucking Gaslight.
I made a huge mistake.
But back to WonderCon, yeah, made a few new friends for once. Shopping sucked. Then after that, I went to the whiskey for head PE. Dude, what is with juggalos invading the whiskey every month?
Come on.
Cottonmouth Kings in January. Fucking Shaggy 2 Dope in like, I want to say like February. And then some other juggalo thing I don't even remember.
The extreme always seems to make an impression.
Did my stuff, and that's basically it.
Guess what?
Okay. Then on Wednesday, oh dude, You're the Worst finally ended.
Can't believe this day is finally here.
Very, very kind of open-ended ending. Like it flashes to the future, flashes to the back, and then at the very end they are eating pancakes.
So beautiful.
A good way to end it. It's alright. It's no wonder it's the final season.
What the fuck?
The cat's gonna do after the show's over. I mean, it's not like they had any jobs before this. I mean, yeah, the chick who played Lindsay's on Pitch Perfect and shit, and as long as it would be like, horrible fucking lame stuff like Pitch Perfect, she'll have work, but the other people, what are they gonna do? I mean, Aya Cash, you know, you can totally tell she wanted the show to end because she's a New Yorker and... New Yorkers. Hey, you thought it was over, huh? Well, guess what? Remember when ADD was a disease rather than a requirement?
Yeah, like be smart about that shit.
What happened, you ask? Well, it all started on Thursday, April 4th, where Layla dragged us to the Viper Room for the Midnight Devil. Which is her friend Jimmy, the drummer, or they call him Tracy Michaels 2.0. He's also really good friends with Captain Anarchy, and you know, glam, sleaze rock band. Pretty cool, you know. And you know, went to the Rainbow, did a lot of cocaine, done. The next day, Bad Religion was playing the Roxy, Anvil was playing the Whiskey, and Yachtly Crew, of course, was playing the fucking Viper Room. Bad Religion was an early show, so we missed that, but I did go see Anvil, or as I call it, Mullet Sausage Fest. Yeah, it's good. It's guitar masturbation. I was FaceTime with Darth Forge.
This is Darth Forge of the Sith Empire.
Didn't know I adopted him as my son, because, I don't know, apparently I'm a cool father figure for some fucking reason.
Whatever.
Oh, by the way, we also got our spaceship back. Yep, it's out of the shop, all working, and now Predapool can Uber again. Yeah, right? Yes, if you didn't know, Predapool Ubers. Yep. And the next day, during the day, there was a lot of shit happening, actually. Apparently, there was a Wastelanders car show at LAX, a Roz Williams art gallery at Hollywood Forever Cemetery, and a spook show at Halloween Club in La Mirada. It was more popular than usual. We ran into our usual people we go with. There's the Christ Click, Cynthia, the daytime bartender of the Rambo was there. Scumlow had a booth. Walking art gallery himself, Paul K was there. Of course, the Rhythm Coffin was playing. You know what I mean? There's not much you could do, but oh my god, I had so many flashbacks of fucking Vampire Bazaar. You know, when it got really packed, it was like a giant fucking gothic swap meet, which that's what this was. It was not bad. I liked it, you know. And then after that, you know, had lunch at Fuddruckers, or as you know it as, Buttfuckers. Love that place. It's awesome. Then after that, we went to the strip.
Make some noise for John fucking 5 right now.
And missed out because, well, John 5 bores me. It's just guitar masturbation. And NAMM was 4 months ago. Do I need to relive NAMM again? No, I don't.
Shazam came out. Joker John's, take it away.
You remember Jumanji and there was a stampede of rhinos? And when the stampede goes by, there's that one little rhino that's like... I've probably used that comparison before, but that's what I feel like right now. I feel like the stampede of Shazam reviews have already happened, and I'm like, wait, here's mine, in case you care. So, alright, let's review Shazam. And also, let's appreciate the fact that John Glover's in this movie. That's the 3rd DC property I can think of him in. And that was cool. Alright, now, let's review Shazam. Shazam! So the story of Shazam revolves around a teenager named Billy Batson. He's good at heart. He has a bit of a chip on his shoulder. And I totally understand, I get it. But then he runs across the wizard Shazam, played by Jaimin Hunsu, who's like, look, I usually have a really stringent and strict screening process while doing this, but I'm out of time, so now you're the hero. Just say my name. So every time Billy says Shazam, he becomes an adult superhero, but he's still a kid. And now we have our newest superhero move.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
In the end, I will say Shazam is worth watching and worth buying on Blu-ray. Nah, whatever, screw it. Shazam!
The next day was TSOL and the Dwarves at the Roxy. We got there late. I ended up just giving my ticket to Ty, so Layla and Ty can hang out. And that's pretty much it.
And then what happened?
The Tennessee Werewolves. Not bad.
And then what happened?
It was Coachella weekend and Coachella.
These bands are so obscure that they do not exist.
I mean, they're really unique. I just like their whole style.
They're just fun.
I can't top that. I mean, everything's summed up about Coachella attendees all in a few clips. I find myself ashamed of millennials now, and I'm a millennial.
That guy's basically a poser. If a poser can fucking see that shit, then why can't you guys?
And then what happened?
Game of Thrones premiered Sunday. Same night as Rainbow 47th anniversary party in the parking lot.
God, where did we leave off again?
David Nutter, what a name.
Queen Daenerys of House Targaryen. My sister, Sansa Stark, the Lady of Winterfell.
Thank you for...
We don't have time for all this.
And yeah, I got there a little late.
That is an awkward situation.
But I got there right when fucking Love Hate started. And it opened my favorite song. Then after that was Motherfucking Bullet Boy. Hang out with fucking Mark Terrain.
Oh yeah!
Talk shop and talked about We Hate Steel Panther Club.
Listen, my Bonnie and Clyde days are over.
Amazing. Ralph, you're a homie, but yeah.
And after that was Hookers and Blow, which is basically a Disney movie of Guns N' Roses' cover band.
Then it was Headlong Kids.
I can never take a band named after a really shitty breakfast cereal seriously.
Yeah, they did this song.
I'd hate to see the uncool kid.
Again, yeah, it's tricks without sugar.
I'm gonna wake up, you know who? Okay, never had those. You know who? I like them. Uh-oh.
Kicks, kid tested, mother approved.
And the Orville finally fucking ended.
Boom, bitch! Of course it wasn't going to be able to live up to the epicness of all those space pew-pews and explosions, and the stakes were never going to be as high as Earth trying to defend itself from an invasion. But Blood of Patriots was great. It allowed the show to breathe a little bit.
Finally, Scott Grimes gets some really dramatic material to sink his teeth into.
The Union has to sign a treaty with the Krill.
Captain Mercer, our ship will return in 12 hours. You have that long to decide if this will be a battleground.
Good wins at the end, and we sign a treaty with the Brill.
Thematically powerful and once again a big status quo change for the Orville's larger universe.
Very influenced by Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country.
From one warrior to another.
The next episode is also a Gordon-heavy episode.
Lasting Impressions is a hologram love story in a similar vein to Voyager's Fair Haven.
They're also very reminiscent of Black Mirror as well, but with somewhat a happy ending.
Sanctuary, however, is a shockingly high-quality follow-up to one of the weakest Season 1 episodes.
Then after that's a two-parter with, past Kelly shows up on the Orville, and it's kind of like a what-if scenario.
Who cheated on who? Well, I didn't say
kind of a
cheated.
textured
Exactly, because we later found out the Retepsian was in heat.
Ed thinks he has a chance with her again, but you realize he loves the modern-day Kelly, not the past Kelly. So the next episode was basically...
Okay, go!
Well, instead of being Star Trek, it becomes Battlestar Galactica with a word up to Kalon basically won.
I had to swim with my shirt on until I was 20.
Just listen.
And there we have it, Orville Season 2. Pretty awesome. Following Friday was Garou and Metal Church at the Whiskey.
Yeah, and I hope you guys and girls are ready for a shakeout!
And then Super Organism at the Roxy, King, and a bunch of crap at the Viper Room, and One Oak.
Who cares?
I was still healing for that weekend.
Nag.
So stayed in on 420.
Even though Doc had played the whiskey.
Following Wednesday, Cobra Kai premiered, which you saw in my last little short snippet.
Two cobras in the jungle. One kills the strongest lion. The other kills a crippled monkey. Which cobra do you want to be?
Then Avengers came out following Friday, Avengers Endgame.
The original core 6 Avengers are given the attention and the farewells that they deserve.
It's not as good as Infinity War, but certainly not as bad as Captain Marvel.
On the same weekend, Game of Thrones did their big battle episode.
Everybody's been talking about it, everybody's been looking forward to it. It was going to be this big epic battle, and I was completely underwhelmed by this episode.
But, it was good.
I mean, come on!
It's World War Z with swords. This episode was such garbage. So much happened, yet nothing really happened.
I've made a huge mistake.
Not enough people died.
But a couple of people went out like champs. They went out protecting people, which is how they wanted to go.
Come on!
What am I watching, a Marvel movie?
Oh yes, the Night King, all of this hype, all of this awesomeness, all of this epic way he strolls in and how intimidating he is and how badass he is, and boom, he's gone just like Snoke. Written and directed by Ryan Johnson. Subverted our expectations.
The Night King got cheap-shotted by Arya.
That was really cool. I enjoyed the hell out of that. But outside of that, nothing else. This was trash. So at least I could see what was going on with Arya.
But she did the Ray. Did you notice the Ray?
It's not quite a Mary Sue with Arya killing him.
She had the knife, she had a disadvantage, she had a free hand, dropped the knife into her hand, stabbed him. Ray did the same thing in The Last Jedi, but with a lightsaber in the throne room scene.
And it is very similar to Last Jedi a little bit, as much as I hate to admit it.
Had his Snoke moment because he really is meaningless. And that is incredibly disappointing. I figured Game of Thrones would have learned from The Last Jedi, but clearly not.
Or maybe Game of Thrones is kind of a sneak preview what episode 9 might be. Following weekend was like...
why did I go out?
Because on Friday it was Fire Tiger. And decent crowd. It was a night of pop crap and man buns. And what are worse? Man buns, mullets, or faux hawks?
And then what happened?
Tommy Two-Tone, as in this. This is what he looks like now. The following weekend was, well, it was a decent night. It was fucking 45 fucking brave, 45 brave, this day. And,
Come on!
Death Wall extravaganza. Fuck yeah! Opening for them was Ravens Morley. From Wall of Voodoo, you know, this band. Layla had a lot of fun. She blended in so much that I actually couldn't even find her. She was like camouflaged and shit. It's pretty crazy. Oh no, not bad. Went to the after party, did drugs, whatever.
Then it was the Battle of King's Landing, you know, the big Daenerys versus Cersei, or as we call it, the one-sided fucking fight. And, it's better than the Long Night episode.
Daenerys she's just a villain now.
Following Thursday, well, we had to wait last minute because I had to get my magazine out the following Monday, so I rushed this fucking issue out, and it was a pain in the ass. Last issue, if you don't know, is considered the worst cover ever because of now, this is our worst issue ever. Because I had to rush this.
And then what happened?
Predapool
Some fucking people.
Strip for no fucking reason. Waste of time. We're back to playing whiskey. Next day, well, technical difficulties, so we had to postpone the mag to following Tuesday, which sucks because I would have went out for Little Ford. That would have been cool, but whatever. So I didn't go out to the next day, and Death Angel played the fucking whiskey. Dude, it was speed metal, it was badass. It was sausage fest, it's everything you think Death Angel would be. But it was really super packed, especially when everybody realized it was the right spot to film.
And then it was, we get to say goodbye to Game of Thrones with the series finale where Daenerys dies was in the first, like, I want to say 20 minutes of the episode, and Bran becomes king.
I'm sorry I wasn't there when you needed me.
You were exactly where you were supposed to be.
Because I'm ready to do Star Wars.
Whatever.
And then finally we put it at the magazine on Tuesday and went to Rainbow for Metal Mayhem Tuesday with Functional Lunatic. And oh, get ready for this band. Darky Dark and the Junkie Bunch. Cool names though, right? Then we waited 2 days later for Dead Boys at the Whiskey. Fucking Killing Joke at the Roxy. Good night to be out, man. Fuck yeah! Also, Nightmare played the Valley, but while there, I ran into Captain Anarchy, who was at the Roxy, and we geeked out about Wacky Raceland. Fucking yeah, you gotta check out Wacky Raceland. DC Comics, they did their little Hanna-Barbera twist, but they made like the Wacky Races into like Mad Max. I'll have a full review on this soon with both me and the Captain. Yeah. biggest distraction for this comic is the fact that like this character right here is Dick Dastardly, but like it looks like Al Jurgensen. So like just picture this character using Dick Dastardly's voice would be distracting as shit.
And then what happened?
The next day was Sponge at the whiskey, and it was Sponge. I think it was kind of dumb was they played their one hit everybody knows second.
They did play it first like another band I know.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Went to the after party, blah, 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 whatever. Next day was Layla's last day before going to Texas for 2 weeks. So we went to the whiskey for members of Oingo Boingo, which is basically everybody except Danny Elfman.
And then what happened?
Wednesday, May 29th, at Que Sera for Heavily Took to Hell and the Hustleaholics. And, what about talk about a very accomplished day? I managed to assemble mags, meet up with HCH, and spit out a bunch of videos on their awesome channel. All the same fucking day. I feel special. Oh, yeah! Also, the Layla Ramos channel's updated, too.
Just so you know how woke I am.
Incredible.
Hey Hollywood, you're so hip and cool. Thanks for having me over. Some of you are from the 70s, 7, 8, and 9.
But yeah, HCH played, and I did my announcement, and got a drink, and then headed back to home.
Your heart has stopped and your brain is cold. You were so dead.
The next day, we had to take her to the airport for her to go to Texas for 2 weeks for her adventure, and we was hauling and Blackboard Jungle at the Viper figuration thing.
And then what happened?
Good Omens premiere. That fucking show is a miniseries with, created by Neil Gaiman, and Hitchhiker's Guide meets Monty Python. David Tennant in it.
Do I look like I run a bookshop?
David Tennant steals everything he's in.
So, what are you in the mood for now?
Alcohol.
No matter what shitty franchise is. Jessica Jones was only good because he was awesome. Same with that fucking reboot of Fright Night.
How kind.
You almost want to watch Doctor Who again, even though Doctor Who's for fucking...
Now your body is starting to mold. You were so dead.
Layla's birthday in Texas. I wasn't there. I was here. But I did stalk her a little bit on Facebook a bit.
What a pitiful waste of a human life. You are dead, dead, dead.
Black Mirror premiered, and it was only 3 episodes. The first 2 sucked, but the last one was pretty fucking cool. Very Black Mirror. The only Black Mirror episode of the season has, Miley Cyrus playing Miley Cyrus.
Oh, God, that's a relief.
And they butcher a fucking 9 Inch Nails song.
The song Ashley O sings on a roll is a rewrite of the 9 Inch Nails song, Head Like a Hole. Oh my.
On the following Tuesday was my friend Martin Silva's wedding at Ultimate Jam Night.
And it is with my great pleasure to introduce for the first time Mr. and Mrs. Chivio.
There's also Elton John tribute, because it's also Pride Week, so that makes sense. And, of course, at the Rainbow for Metal Mayhem Tuesday was Dante Hellhound. Nothing really happened until the following Thursday after that for John Corabi at the Whiskey. He did an acoustic set, and in between each song, complained about how his life sucks.
Brought your whole adventure to a screeching halt.
Well, if you know who John Corabi is, John Corabi is the singer of Motley Crue after Vince Neil, and in the Dirt.
So what can we expect in this new era without this skill?
Well, we had 4 ingredients, and we took 1/4 out with a stronger 4th in.
Had less screen time than MC Ren did in fucking Straight Outta Compton.
Shut up and get to the point!
Mr. Duncan's playing in the Viper Room, and Saboda at the Roxy.
Who cares?
And it was Little Debbie at the Whiskey. motley crew at the Viper Room. It was a private party, because, again, it's private.
Lead them into the trap.
And don't ask for special treatment, but because we pulled the bare minimum, we
Shit.
out of luck.
He's just doing this whole thing all for views. Come on.
I don't hate them. I just hate the fact that they get the first month of summer, while more oppressed people get shittier ones.
Nag, 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 nag.
Not a lot of good shows on the strip because they gotta cater to, well...
I should be in this poof.
And we all know fags can't fucking drive.
Aw, such a sad, sad story. You're gone, empty head in the red. Game over, you're through.
There was nothing good that whole weekend. I mean, the Guitars played early at the Whiskey, and it was just nothing but fucking tribute bands. The following week made up for Pride Week ruining the strip, and it all started on Wednesday for Cobra Kai Enter the Dojo at the Whiskey. William Zabka did a lead guitar.
The ace degenerate himself, Johnny Lawrence. Billy Zabka, come on down.
I heard it was epic, but I missed it because usually more mainstream things are played early because the mainstream and the hipsters kind of frown on staying up late because they're a bunch of fucking safety rocker pussies. But I got there in time to see the shitty DJ.
Who cares?
And the next day was Flotsam and Jetsam at the Whiskey. Yeah, turn out. I just ended up at the Rainbow for Britney's Rage for their usual monthly jam. Then it was the big weekend.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, the big weekend. Day one, Friday. LA Guns at the Whiskey, obviously. OSBS at the Roxy, bunch of tribute bands at the fucking Viper Room, and of course, Nightmare Nick's birthday bash with Nightmare, HTH, and Pistol Beauty. Some other band, I don't remember. It was fucking epic, it was badass. I announced the band, got fucked up. People wished me happy birthday as well as Nick.
You suggest it's treason?
Listen, my Bonnie and Clyde days are over.
Only if we lose.
The highlight of that night was after HTH played and right before Nightmare was about to go on, me, Juan, and Sergio from HTH went to the Whiskey to see more LA Guns, and oh my god, just such nostalgia. I haven't gone to a show or they weren't playing or we watched a band in years, man. All times, man. Hitchman Ricky made us look bad.
Whatever.
Who cares?
Really good show. Then we went to the after party, did a lot of drugs, and
You are dead, dead, dead.
then the next day was also LA Guns at the Whiskey, as well as Bar Sinister and Layla's return from Texas.
The fucking message is bomb.com.
It ain't white boy days, it?
And now my thoughts on the straight pride parade. It's fucking gay.
Okay, wait. Not only do they want a whole month for their people, but they also don't want any other groups to celebrate separately on their own.
This is how I look at it. Why? I mean, marching parades is gay. No matter if you put straight pride in front of it.
In the end, a bunch of celebrities responded to this crazy bullshit too.
What next? Straight people in a musical theater too?
What the fuck?
I'm sorry. You can't be on your high horse. You're a double standard. It's like why I hate the dumbass left assholes in the first place. Because they're hypocrites. They talk shit on fascism when they aren't fascists. They give us rules we don't need and we don't want.
Your heart has stopped and your brain is cold. You were so dead.
The only reason why Disney claims being woke is because they want to show off their slave catalog. You don't believe me? Watch the Mickey Mouse 90th anniversary special, and then you'll see what I'm talking about.
The countdown to the Disney-Fox merger felt like the final 10 seconds of New Year's Eve. At first, the energy is high, with the endless possibilities of the new year running through your mind. As the seconds tick away, the anticipation grows until the clock strikes midnight, or 2 minutes after in the case of the merger.
Is this the world outside my window?
And I would say absolutely not.
It's been a very unpopular thing to say.
So I guess there's more to talk about.
Now, I don't take a lot of joy in anyone losing their jobs. And in the video game world, it happens all too often. But today, I want to celebrate probably the biggest moment in Woke Broke history.
Stupid things without thinking them through.
In Viacom, they've always were woke because they're assholes.
Okay, they're right. It is pointless. It really is. Let's.
Real? You want to talk about reality?
Cinematic venom needs to be stopped, but don't worry, because nobody else is that
Stupid!
Brothels make a much better investment than ships, I've found. Holes rarely sink.
We know little about the Empire's invasion force other than they are extremely mobile.
This isn't all about cinematic venom.
Oh, why is it not all about me?
There's other gifts.
Does it?
The gift of a great name.
I have amazing news to provide. Get your mouse hovering over that thumbs up button and the cursor over the comment section to celebrate the news that Feminist Frequency, run by Anita Sarkeesian, is broke.
Why do you care so much, bro?
Oh, and the whole Alex Kurtzman thing? Just know this. He's an asshole. So of course he's gonna be acting like a shithead about not wanting to quit being a producer because he's an asshole with power. He's the type of guy who'll call security on you just because he can. Even if you did nothing wrong. Even if you're supposed to be there and you want to just cut through. He will call security on you. He's a fucking asshole.
Shut up and get to the point!
Following weekend on Friday the 21st was, you ready for this? Yesterday and Tomorrow, or YNT, old hair metal band that Motley Crue used to open up for back in the day at the Starwood. It was good for what it was. I didn't even bother fucking filming it because it's just, you know, butt rock.
Dude, calm down! What the hell's going on?
I'm just going to tell you all who to hate.
Synthetic emotions in the form of pills. Psychological warfare in the form of advertising.
So you had me go in there.
The next day was the Harry Potter ball at Bar Sinister, and I didn't go because fuck Harry Potter.
And then what happened?
June 26th for Teenage Goo Goo Muck, a tribute to the Cramps at the Whiskey.
What the fuck?
Usually I'm anti-tribute bands, but Lux is dead, the Cramps is gone, and the Cramps is my favorite band of all time, so fuck it. It was alright, the singer's flaming as hell, but and fucking Prime was how appropriate's that shit. Following Friday, with Layla went to the Laugh Factory for Jason Rouse.
The smile on your face, sir. You're just happy I'm not your son, aren't you?
Took a little money on the stage, and in my day we would have drowned a boy like that. Goddamn city queers.
Die, you old fucker!
And I went to the Whiskey for Faster Fucking Pussycat. That was awesome. And of course, hung out with Danny, the bass player for Vid. Benny Tango was opening. The next day, Jason Rouse played the world famous.
I know a man with AIDS when I see one.
Just so you know how woke I am.
Whatever, but just let when we get in, they didn't let us in. I honestly think it's because comedy clubs don't allow more people.
What the fuck is this?
Funny how we gotta change the bathroom signs for the trannies, but yet I can't go into a fucking comedy club with my fucking war pants. For me again, it's a money thing.
What the fuck?
So if we didn't get into that, I walked down the hill, went to the bike room for...
And talk them up real nice, now we can start the set.
Let's start taking of course they fucking rock. And Layla can vouch for that one.
And plus the fucking message is bomb.com.
Then it was 4th of July, aka the season 3 premiere of
Stranger Things was one of the most interesting shows to come out, but which ultimately morphed into a disappointing pile of fecal matter served up by a pair of bearded hipster looking assholes.
It was alright.
You are 4, 6, Popeye.
What I think was really funny is that the new character, spoiler alert, find out she's a lesbian,
Gotta tick that representation box somehow, I guess.
is played by Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter. Oh my god, she's a spitting image of both. I mean, she looks like her dad. She has like some of the characteristics and acting chops of her mom.
You know that means you suck.
Speaking of which, guess what, dude? You know she's also in the new Tarantino movie?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Are you an actor?
No, I'm a stuntman.
The movie's fucking long.
About an hour and a half into this movie, I was like,
3 hours and 40 minutes, but only 40 minutes of actually it's good. I mean, it got me nostalgic because it reminds me of my friend Mark. And I get nostalgic about all the locations and stuff.
Because unlike you fucks, I hang out in Hollywood.
So you still with Rick?
where are we going? Other than a couple guys just trying to be like,
I'm just getting too fucking old for that shit.
Basically, as soon as it's 6 months later, that's when you watch it. The rest of it's just kind of
Whatever.
I feel like things were happening, but nothing was really happening.
Shut up and get to the point!
What I was trying to get at is the New Blood, right? All play the Manson family, basically. Anything else, you guys?
For Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's just gonna be one of those ratings that gets me in the comment section. Let's just get it over with. Yeah, now it's a party.
Now back to our adventure.
Firehouse is the whiskey, or as I call them, has-been rockers, only known for love songs. Yeah, that was the only thing happening that night, huh?
Who cares?
The following weekend after that, 7-4, play the whiskey.
And then what happened?
Robbery alarm clock. I got there in time to actually see Incense Peppermints, but didn't have a chance to film them. I also brought Olga with me, and Olga was so in awe with the visual effects. Get on with it. Now for our feature presentation.
Big thing, let me promote every fucking summer.
San Diego Comic-Con. This time, just like Pride Month, it's the 5th anniversary.
How appropriate. I'm celebrating an anniversary.
Coincidence? No. And Michael Moore can say that the NRA and the KKK are one and the same. It's the same fucking thing too. Enough of the fucking random
Bullshit.
Let's get on to it. So we left Wednesday.
It is what it is.
I don't know, Predapool felt like on Wednesday. We stayed at some hotel that I think is haunted. It's a 2-star hotel that's totally like, hasn't been updated since the fucking 70s. They even have a box TV, and at the showroom.
They seem to have an open door policy for assholes though, don't they?
I wanted to ask the people from 2000 AD, because they're the publication that created Dredd and, Crawler played Dredd.
Yeah, Dredd in the house.
I'm gonna interview the boys and, do you have any questions? Because they did rip off martial law, another thing that Pat Mills, their former CEO, did. And I found out why Pat left. Because you have this fucking SJW cunt who obviously does not like assholes like me.
You bore me. Leave. Go on.
And a bunch of little soy boys doing her bidding. Do you have any questions? No, fuck off. Let me guess. I radiate what you call toxic masculinity, and I'm not kidding. That fucking cunt literally nodded her head yes. Come on!
The extreme always seems to make an impression.
I drank, did my usual, hung out to Tivoli.
I made a huge mistake.
The next day, we interviewed the composers for movies, obviously. It was pretty cool though. We made some friends. We interviewed the composer who did the music for Black Lightning. What's your primary, sorry, this is one of the questions. Sorry, Spawn. Jessica Jones and some Irish chick that I don't really know what she did, but Stranger Things, David Klotz. I totally plugged Bar Sinners for his 21st anniversary. Have you heard of the band Nightclub?
Fred's in the house.
Well, no, we didn't interview. We did a press conference.
Yeah, they were the perfect
Paul Urban looked exactly like Guy from Preacher, but you put him at the sideline. Like, you know, it's supposed to be, the main guy is the butcher, not...
He has a tragic backstory, so he could be the main character, but they highlighted all the new guy, because...
Yeah, you can see the press conference there. We also interviewed the guys who did V.
Because the beauty of coming to places like this is you get to be face to face with the fans.
Just watch the interview. Creator of the show is cool, and Mark Singer, you're awesome too. Later on that day, the Christian protesters showed up at the convention.
God can help you.
Oh, God does. He helps.
So I did what I usually do, put my finger up my butt and gave him a Hitler stash.
What possessed him? How could he do such a terrible thing?
This is the first time I got caught. Almost went to jail.
You're under arrest. Lay down on the ground or something.
But you can totally tell the cops didn't arrest me because A, they didn't want to do the paperwork, and B, they thought it was fun and I was just doing what they wanted to do.
Got women to do, places to see.
So yes, Walt Boomer, don't say I'm not completely against you. I almost went to jail for you because I hate the Christians too.
Racist, sexist, phobia soup we've all been drowning in because of him.
Long story short, drank and didn't go out on Saturday and retreated back.
Some fucking people.
After days of healing, I finally resurfaced the following Thursday for Brother Marquis. It was only like a 15-minute set.
Nag, 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 nag!
The next day was the big 30th anniversary of Pretty Boy Floyd. Opening up for them was the Tennessee Werewolf. And since Layla gave me shit all week for not going out, and she wanted to go out 2 days in a row, and I couldn't go because I was healing. Literally, it took me days to get my voice back. I just made up for it. Plus, also, she missed out on Tennessee Werewolves last time. They're a fun band, like...
And then what happened?
Saturday, August 3rd, for Billy Biohazard. Also, the Viper Room was the Angry Samoans. I didn't go. Stupid!
Just give me a second. I'm gonna sip more of this smart bitch juice.
And then what happened?
Orgy at the Whiskey. Same day.
I'm not Ralph anymore. I'm Rachel.
I mean, it's Rocco. The people who be watching are the most people are probably in their 30s who grew up watching it.
We were floating around the universe for the past 20 years.
Large majority of Netflix's shows these days are either terrible, unwatchable, or they're woke and SJW driven, pushing liberal propaganda, and it's becoming a nightmare. And from the looks of this new Rocco's Modern Life reboot, they could be seen as suffering from the latter again as well.
It's like Ellen Page coming out of the closet. You're like...
And this is where things get pretty interesting, to say the least. The character Rachel Bighead actually used to be called Ralph. That's right. Now we've got a transgender NAMM character.
Rob the Wonderful said it best here.
Let me just say that I don't mind it. I think that considering the character involved, it does make a lot of sense, but the thing is, I don't know if Rocko's Modern Life was the best place to do this. I mean, it was something that you'd akin more to something like Hey Arnold, or, you know, something that's grounded in a little bit more familiar of a reality. Rocko's Modern Life is a surreal nightmare, and it's a slapstick comedy. I don't know if this was the right place to do this type of thing, but again, like I said, I didn't mind it.
And the next day at the Whiskey was Scold, but I didn't go to that. I went to the Barstool's 21st anniversary, and playing the show was fucking Nightclub. I've been on a big nightclub kick lately, and yeah, they played most of the new album, but I think Predapool said, was pointing out the best that it's so distracting, she looks too much like Fabulous Miss Wendy. Following weekend was from the Lost Boys group, the sexy sax man himself, Tim motherfucking Capella. And I even got Layla's vinyl signed by him. And of course, he did an extended version of... It was pretty funny. Like, there's a special dance move to it. It was great.
Are you guys ready to do this song with Jamie? It comes in 4 parts. We got a win, little Jamie do win, yeah. A pop thrust. Little Jamie do pop thrust. All right, remember I said the first and third are the same? That means only one thing. That we got another pin. We got another pin. We got a hand. Everybody do the hand.
Oh, that very same weekend, Dave Chappelle released his new comedy special on Netflix. Who would have thought Netflix, one of the most wokest, brokest fucking streaming service out there, it's actually anti-woke?
There's a question. Seriously, I want to know, like, why is it that I can say the word nigger with impunity, but I can't say the word faggot?
Ah, now comes the calm before the storm and the end of summer party. It all started on Friday, Friday, when I saw Onyx. But yeah, pretty badass. Next day was Hollywood Roses.
On that very same day, The Dark Crystal Rise of Resistance premiered, and best show on TV this year, period.
All thrives at risk. The darkening corrupts everything it touches.
What is the darkening?
Behold.
But you know it's a prequel, right? You know they all go extinct, so you realize it's a cautionary tale about being woke.
Then it was the main event, the Rainbow Backyard Bash. At the Rainbow, of course. You saw the trailers on this channel and the Lost Anarchy channel. And yeah, I got there in time to, drink up. Layla got more trash than I've ever seen her in a while, but who cares? But whatever, she deserves it. She's usually babysitting me. And a lot of good people were there, the usual suspects. We got there just in time for Pretty Boy Floyd. I also found out that Viola Sin was on the bill, but we just missed him.
Nobody makes a fool of our family without my help.
After Pretty Boy Floyd was Sponge. Then it was Steven Adler. After the show was the 567H, the band from Kill Bill. I missed out on it because Layla was obviously too trash. But whatever, again, it's not very often. Usually I babysit her. She usually is babysitting me. So, gotta pay my debt somehow, right?
And then what happened?
Friday, September 6th, for Warbringer at the Whiskey. Ran into Captain Anarchy, gave him some mags, and
He interrupted me while I was leaving you a present.
CD issue, you know what I'm talking about. The next night was Hammerfall, also at the Whiskey.
For the last time, let the fucking hammer!
Well, I just say Los Chilitos weekend. Come on! Just like how when Amy Winehouse like died of alcohol poisoning.
Give me a second, I'm gonna sip more of this smart bitch juice.
And like everybody always followed around because she was always, you know, in and out of like benders and shit. And she ended up being in the 27 Club. Everybody act all shocked when she died. Come on! The songs he's known for is
Tried to make me go to rehab, I said.
same thing with this whole Disney betraying fucking.
Some scumbag company is trying to take over the business that I founded, and I'm not going to stand for that.
Alert, alert. This is a Doomcock News alert.
Doomcock, you're cool. You have a good gimmick. I know why you do the echoey voice. You kind of sound like.
It's a very odd feeling to see the world going crazy over news that you've known for literally a year.
Full-on rapist, you know?
I'm sorry. Did you say you're a full-on rapist?
So Bob Iger's come out with a book
entitled The Ride of a Lifetime, Lessons Learned from 15 Years as CEO of the Walt Disney Company.
Bob Iger, my farts smell like roses. I'm sure it's called that.
No, it wasn't me. It was you. That's your problem. You're imagining a fart. I think you farted.
I'm sure it's called that. Time we butt-fucked George Lucas and then made him smile at our faces at Star Wars Celebration.
While it is very interesting to read Iger's behind-the-scenes account of how George Lucas reacted to the production process leading up to The Force Awakens, my reaction on reading these excited headlines was...
Story goes, George Lucas, when he was selling Star Wars to Disney for $4.5 billion, had outlines for episodes 7, 8, 9, and they were like,
"Sweet, George, we will take those into account."
What he wants us to do and what we have to do are two very different things.
I'm not going to fight them. I'm going to them.
My friends, if you ever want to see a visual representation of betrayal,
the main thing is to protect these characters. Make sure that they still continue to live in the way that you created them.
In the end, we're not going to follow your outline for that, and they're all going to die.
In other words, she lied to the man's face.
Because you know that conversation happened. All right, we're totally not going to use George Lucas' script. Fans will find out one day, and they'll be pissed if they don't just see it on screen. What do we do? Well, sir, we could just have the lead be a strong female character. If anyone criticizes it, they're just sexist assholes.
Because not even George Lucas can stand up to the omnipresent, omnivorous mouse.
I'm sick of this shit. That's what the law says. 100 years ago, I could beat you with a fucking mop handle.
We're both men of the law, you know? We get after it, you know? We jabber jaw, we go tit for tat, we have our little differences, but at the end of the day, you win some, I win some.
Be like, well, that's what the law says. Doesn't make us right.
Right. Just because you can do it because the contract says doesn't mean you're not an asshole if you do that thing.
Now, thanks to Bob Iger's memoir, I know exactly why.
I think Snake Plissken and Escape from LA did it best there.
Shut down the third world. They lose, you win. Shut down America. You lose, they win.
Like, here's a scenario. All right, it's your anniversary. You ask for your boss to have your anniversary off, and your boss is like,
I promise you, you can have that. Well, you know what? Have the weekend off. Go on that trip that you planned with your wife or husband or whoever.
You guys have been dumbing fucking down.
Duh. And then when the boss is making the schedule,
nah, you don't get that weekend off.
You bought your tickets, everything's ready and planned to go, but no, you gotta work. Is your boss an asshole? Yes. More of an asshole than what Disney did with George Lucas? No, just an anniversary. There'll be another one.
George Lucas, welcome to the Fandom Menace.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Following weekend after that was, well, it was tribute band night.
My Bonnie and Clyde days are over.
Amazing, amazing. So let's just go on to what was really mad, which was it was Hal Stone's memorial at the Rainbow. Hal Stone, if you don't know, is the guy who discovered Richard Pryor and invented foxy boxing. I knew my great-grandparents in the circus. Your wilderness, big love. Following weekend was Head PE and 7-4 at the Whiskey. Later that night, Sevenfold rented out the Airbnb above the rainbow, and
Yes, thank you, Pornhub.
Oh God, you know something's up when you're taking a piss in the bathroom, you get kicked out by a naked chick.
And then what happened?
2 days later, we
Anything
was
less?
the Minty Spook show, where I passed out a bunch of mags, said I scum love, later did some shopping, and later that night we went to go see the Dickies. Now comes the latest episode called Comedy Golden Shower.
Oh my God. I'm brutal. I haven't even got hard yet.
Yeah, no bullshit.
Brooks from No Bullshit.
Here I am, just debating where to eat, and then bam, there you are.
Do you know what nemesis means?
You're unwatchable. I get it. You want to suck Donald Trump's dick.
How noble.
Yeah, you're a fucking Nazi, and you're proving Cult of Dusty right.
Anti-SJWs are the new SJWs.
Cult of Dusty's like just he's an SJW turncoat, so he doesn't fucking count.
Underneath it, all the power.
The only things I ever like watching you do is your South Park reviews.
And here's where we get our first Trump reference too. Of course, ICE is just doing their jobs, and Trump isn't necessarily intolerant like you would think.
Even your latest fucking South Park review, you're sucking Trump's dick. Stop it.
You bore me.
I'm not no lefty. I'm a neutral anarchist, basically, if you're gonna label me something. Okay, after all you little millennial faggots are all about labels. You're the same group of people who came up with fucking, what, 80 fucking genders or some shit and keep adding letters to the fucking gay and lesbian community.
I feel fucking triggered.
Okay, so we have a friend, a mutual friend, decided to go quote-unquote lesbian. And she's talking about her new girlfriend she met off the internet, who's a fucking tranny, and also wears a diaper, and is also a furry.
Oh my God, an angel!
Appalling sense of fashion, but that can be remedied.
What do we have left?
You can see what I'm talking about when I say comedy golden shower.
It ain't white boy, is it?
There's so much material for these stand-up comedians that just splashes in your face.
You're brutal. Jesus Christ, get that guy a fisherman's friend.
The next day was a vibrators, didn't go. So I didn't go out until Thursday the 26th for Steel Panther, which was an early show, and I missed them. I managed to fucking still party myself retarded.
You'd rather live in a dumpster than get fucked by me? Well, that's so weird. That's where I'm gonna dump your body.
But yeah, common golden showers right there.
Next day was Great White, the whiskey. Then the next day was Roger Krieger at the whiskey. Next day I would have went to fucking Soulfly, but again, too hungover from partying for 4 days straight because I'm a moron.
And then what happened?
Friday, October 4th, same day the new Joker movie came out. Which you saw my review on the Lost Anarchy channel.
One gets the feeling that the riot at the end of this film, where the city is torn apart by a mob sporting clown masks, mirrors at least symbolically the rage Phillips feels towards the constraints that have diminished cinema over the course of the last decade.
When you all go see the Joker, just remember that the director's first gig was this punk rock jam.
You are not a true artist.
May it be music, acting, writing, drawing, etc.
Until you can make pain into strength.
I've made a huge mistake.
My recommendation is see that movie at the most ghetto CD movie theater.
Like one of those dollar theaters that has reserved seating.
Dude, this is a hella appropriate fucking theater.
Ghetto ass.
You seen it in a nice yuppie theater?
Feels like it's some cheap movie.
The movies you want to see at the nice, really good theaters are like the big blockbuster movies.
Because, you know, it's a spectacle and you want to live the big screen spectacle experience.
The most expensive place you can go. Yeah, perfect. But yeah, back to what I was saying. So after that, we went to the whiskey for Angel,
which is some old school hair metal band. They all wear white, hence the name Angel.
Ran into Jerry Gittleson and Captain Anarchy. 2 days later, season premiere of the final season of Mr. Robot. So far, so good.
I like what they're doing with it.
I'm glad they opened the episode killing off the most annoying character ever.
I fucking hate Angela. I'm glad they killed her off.
I also got to see 3 from Hell.
I'm your bozo Jesus hung out to dry for the sins of mankind.
And
they really needed that third reject.
The Midnight Werewolf, Otis's little brother's awesome.
Once you tie in Richard Brake as the new member of the family, the banter and the comedy that goes between the two of them is very entertaining. It's almost like a Lethal Weapon style.
Yeah.
I think Baby was a little over the top.
But she's too old to play Harley Quinn.
And then the third act, or the new story, when they get into Mexico.
Yeah, it did feel like 2 separate movies when they go to Mexico.
It's like they just hit reset, and instead of making a 4th film, we're just gonna take 2 films together and you know the characters so we don't have to build it up.
That's exactly how I felt as well.
You know what that would be really cool though? If Rob Zombie and Kevin Smith, because you know Hollywood has kind of fucked him in the ass. If they teamed up and did like a collaboration, because that way we could see Jason Mewes and Sherry Moon Zombie play like twins.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
And the following weekend was LA Comic Con. I'll stay on this Comic Con.
The extreme always seems to make an impression.
Dude, this is how weird that weekend was, right? So, we have these friends who have an open relationship.
So I step in and lay her crown upon my sweet head.
It was a hall pass weekend, and well, the gods obviously didn't want them to fuck other people because she was on the rack and he had hemorrhoids. Joke's on them, no one's getting laid.
I've made a huge mistake.
Me, Predapool, and Layla went there to check it out, and we had a panel the following day, so they gave me a bunch of badges. Later on that night, Sebastian Bach playing for 2 days at the Whiskey. The next day was our panel. The motion was crazy. So, Kevin Smith had a panel earlier that day. Speaking of Kevin Smith, you know what really is fucked up? That his new Jay and Silent Bob reboot, it has like limited release. Like in my area, it's only you can only see it at 7 o'clock in fucking Pasadena.
He lost his touch. He's not cool anymore.
But yet Seth Rogen does exactly what he does and he's untouchable. You know why? Because of that fucking cunt Amy Pasquale.
We can go on a whole list about why I say fuck her, because she's basically Kathleen Kennedy without all the gangsta baggage.
Shut up and get to the point! All right. You're asking how the rest of the convention was, minus this tangent, huh? So, as you know, we did a panel and hung out in the green room a few times. And at the green room was Nikki Sixx. Yes, actual Nikki Sixx. At a comic book convention. Yeah, that motherfucker doesn't even show up at NAMM half the time because, most importantly,
Get on with it!
his chick was is part of some podcast, and K-Rock was the big sponsor for the event. So win-win, right? We did our panel. Opening the show was Pistol Beauty, you know, from the Jay and Silent Bob reboot soundtrack. That was our panel. Our closing show was 8 States and 8. After that, went to the Rainbow and got myself stupid. Hung out with Marcus from Silver Steel.
It is what it is.
Following weekend, I didn't really do much. I know that Tantric, Saliva, and Alien Apple want to play the whiskey, but the only thing I really cared about was it's Mikey, the owner of the whiskey's birthday. Happy birthday, motherfucker! There was also the season premiere of Watchmen on HBO, and fucking A.
People who wear masks are driven by trauma. They're obsessed with justice because of some injustice they suffered.
Less than 6 minutes in, and it's woke as
It is exactly the woke mess that I thought this thing was going to be from the start.
It literally opens with the KKK invading a black town in 1921.
With the Tulsa race riots, where 2 desperate parents try to smuggle their young boy out before they get overwhelmed by the angry mob.
I mean, it's almost like if you had a movie about Ted Bundy and you opened it up by your first 5 minutes being about Jack the Ripper.
What the fuck is this?
You know, the Rorschach cult or a bunch of fucking, like, white nationalists.
In the original Watchmen, you go through mass vigilantes being outlawed to all of the cops wear masks. And I'm like, why is that huge change there?
In reality, it's a cheap, clunky, agenda-pushing piece of trash set 35 years after the events of the comic book, featuring almost none of the original characters, settings, themes, ideas, or tone of the Watchmen comic. A show that might as well be called Law and Order Social Justice Unit, because it has about as much to do with Watchmen as J.J. Abrams has to do with quality writing and original ideas.
All the heroes are all like not white because white man bad. What do you expect from the who brought you?
Some of the most disappointing cinematic flops of the past decade.
What the fuck? Like, I understand this is a deconstruction of superheroes and shit, but it just reeks of white guilt.
Go fuck yourself.
I mean, I'm gonna give the show a chance, but I literally felt like I felt like I was watching Star Trek Discovery, and I literally felt like I needed a rape shower afterwards. Alan Moore hates like a lot of things they adapted from his works. I mean, if he hated the Watchmen movie. I can only imagine what he thinks of this show. Well, if you're gonna do Watchmen, you should just do like before Watchmen. But no, you gotta be smug assholes. I wanna punch the showrunner so bad. I mean, who's one of the executive producers? Ryan Johnson? Fucking hey, fuck this show. After that, I watched Mr. Robot because like at least that show is not as bad, but it opens also with some fucking woke shit too. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. All right. Well, the following Wednesday, oh dude, we were invited to a screening of a documentary on the rainbow. Yeah, and everybody was there. And it was a pretty good documentary. It's, you know, about the Matthew Harry's and...
I said, do what the f you want, I don't care.
Mario, talks about Michael Sr., talks about Mikey.
It was absolutely insane. I've never seen anything like that.
What I liked about it is how it just points out that Mikey is our last real hope. Oh, yeah! Whiskey a little bit, and the whole everything about it, and what rock stars that showed up. Had a lot of interviews of Slash and Gene Simmons and Matt Sorum.
It was the place to be.
You'd see everybody here. You get to see a copy of Lost Anarchy magazine. It was badass, man. After that, we went to the Rainbow, and we drank like idiots, and then I went to the Pipe Room for Rockaholic Karaoke, hosted by DJ Scumlove, my frenemy of all awesomeness.
Do you know what nemesis means?
Then the following Saturday, I did something a little different. I didn't go to the strip for Quiet Riot with James Durbin. Instead, I went to Orange for Feast for the B7 with Christ, H.J. Tyrannus, and a bunch of other things. And oh god, it was packed. Last year, I showed up later to have a panel at like Comic-Con, but this year, I haven't done a house party in a while, and this is a fucking huge stage built. It was like a mini festival at some guy's house. Food, booze, I mean, didn't have my choice, didn't have Jaeger, but they did have a lot of tequila and vodka and a lot of sangria. I guess I could say sangria, right? I didn't get to announce HGH because apparently I was too high and lazy to be influential. Otherwise, I'd be talking business. HGH was fucking awesome. So was Christ.
When you find yourself in bed with an ugly woman, best close your eyes, get it over with. Cut her throat. Be done with it.
2 days later was the Rainbow's Halloween bash with Christ and Hell on Wheels. And I got to be one of the judges again with Ron Jeremy and Krieger, and it was a tribute to Hal Stone because he was our leader. And I got promoted. We had a new rookie, Donna Goodalver. She got to be the trophy girl this time. Yay! And Christ won it. Day was Metal Mayhem Tuesday Halloween costume contest. Amazing. And also at the Whiskey was their Ultimate Jam Night.
Move on up, you weak pansies!
The next night was Soundcheck Live Take 89 at Hallows Eve Edition at Lucky Strikes. And also a bunch of other stuff on the strip. Over here. We had to drop off Predapool because he had to be at some costume party the next day. So yeah, it was Devil's Night, it was cool, whatever. Then it was Halloween, and I didn't really do much because, you know, I dropped off Predapool because he had to be at some mansion party that was kind of lame, apparently. But all in all, it was, you know, we showed up late, went to the after party. That's basically it. Got paid at 3 in the morning and threw money at strippers, and that was my Halloween. A few days later was our friend Young Pops' wedding, and we sat at the Skeksis table. And on the same weekend, the new shitty Terminator movie, the woke Terminator movie, came out.
A dull, disrespectful, lackluster, creatively bankrupt, and visually unimpressive attempt to simultaneously milk the classic movies for cheap nostalgia bucks, while also shitting all over them and using them as a springboard to launch a new, reinvigorated franchise with a cast of younger actors. What does this remind me of?
I refuse to watch it. I just watch a bunch of other things on it.
Well, I didn't see this coming.
Because what's the point? Genesis sucks, Terminator 3 sucks.
Have you ever wondered what a Terminator would do with itself if it actually completed its mission and had no one left to kill?
He interrupted me.
Like, Terminator 1 and 2 were good. The rest of them was crap. And this just proves that the woke movement is shit. Why, oh why, do they keep fucking doing this?
This is a sick joke. You have killed innocent people.
He said, Your loyalty came free of charge.
Come on. I get it. We're about to have an election year, but we're not even in an election year yet.
Sure you can. What did he say about you?
But I'm the only one who matches you.
We all know you're gonna fucking lose.
Welcome to your
Trump
doom.
plays dirty, and I don't trust special needs teachers because look how I turned out. If it's Bernie, I am down. But if it's not Bernie and it's the special needs teacher, fuck that. Same thing also with this new Terminator movie. Like, oh god, why? You kill off John Connor, the protector played by Mackenzie Davis, the right I call her, the dyke from that everyone's favorite episode of Black Mirror, the dyke episode, which didn't even feel like an episode of Black Mirror. It just felt like a L word with some sci-fi stuff in it.
And then what happened?
On Friday, November 8th, for Puddle of Mud. It was cool. Yeah, I wasn't sober, and I was still hungover from the weekend prior because it was fucking Halloween weekend and all that shit. So you gotta get the idea on that one. The next day was sweet. I didn't go because, well, I didn't really need to go out. And the next night, the newest season of Rick and Morty premiered, and I'd go into more detail about it, but everybody else has covered it, and I don't even give a fuck about my thoughts on it. It was good. Then on Saturday, November 16th, the Sweet Kill album release party at Bar Sinister, Rocket at the Whiskey with Atomic Punks, Pistol Beauty, and Kindness at the Roxy. I thought I was gonna stay in, but I ended up going to see Pistol Beauty. Following Monday, it was Christ's last show at the Dog Hut. I didn't go. I ended up just going to the Rainbow because I'm lame, because it was fucking Monday. Dante Hellhounds played. They always kick ass. Weekend, because Predapool went to Virginia for some reason. I decided to start my bitter, alienating hermit mode, and I didn't go out for an entire week. I watched a lot of dystopian movies because Layla's writing this whole anthology series, which actually later on takes place in this dystopian future.
Sorry, the cop has a fucking conscience. Give me a second. I'm gonna sip more of this smart veg juice.
I recently showed Layla the great genius of Harlan Ellison.
I never did read.
Do I gawk at you when you're working?
The boy and his dog.
The dystopian future movie madness continues.
The only thing that you and I have in common is we're both about to die.
To all the smug-ass fuckheads who convinced me that Beaver Vendetta is better than Equilibrium, I got 2 words for you. Gun kata.
Plus the fucking message is bomb.com.
Me and Layla finally watched Coonskin, and it's so racist and so woke at the same time.
Hell, the opening song speaking for itself, and yes, it is available on YouTube until the censorship break shows up.
I'm a nigga man. Watch me dance.
Why is this movie so legendary?
Well, for one, both hate groups, white supremacists and black power supporters, endorsed this movie back in the day. And most importantly, tis a 70s blaxploitation take on Disney's Songs of the South. As in... And all that briar patch, fox, rabbit, and bear type of shit, you dig?
And then what happened?
Nile at the Whiskey. Nile is no bile.
Nag, 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 nag!
And then what happened?
First we went to Lucky Strikes for the Darbies, or as we call it, Randy's band, and oh my fucking god, they're actually good. A new up-and-coming band that doesn't suck. Then after that, we went to go see the Mentors play the Whiskey, and we ran into Necro Nikki. She's been up to.
I got my camera. That's what called Necro Nikki again. Assume the position I got your ass, baby. Ain't only her, she's single and she's ready to mingle. That's a given. Last time I got fucked by her, she took my 20 on all the time. I don't even know what that was. Alright, what do we got for God? Oh yeah, okay.
And then we also went to Scumlove's thing at the Viper Room, and not bad. Oh yeah, and then at the after party, Olga caught fire. Then it was Thanksgiving, and then Black Friday, whatever, where I saw Cornflakes opening up for Hollywood Roses. Do you know Hollywood Roses? You know, the Guns N' Roses tribute band, run by my good pal Colby. Saturday, where we went to emo night. I put my ball shrivel up. Kind of a shit show, drama, and I made myself a new nemesis. I don't know who I hate more: Damien Lindelof, Ryan Johnson, or J.J. Abrams.
Abrams declined to go down the racist, sexist troll route and instead used conciliatory language.
And on YouTube, I can't decide between Anita Sarkeesian, Milo Stewart, Lindsay Ellis, Renegade Cut, or as I call them, Renegade Cut, or Lily Sick. Get me started on Kathleen Kennedy and Amy Pascal. Following Monday, went to Rambo for Metal Mayhem Mondays with The Buzz!
And so the shills and apologists find it increasingly difficult to discredit my sources.
My Bonnie and Clyde days are over.
Amazing. We weren't even planning on going out that weekend because I had nothing written on my fucking calendar. Then at last minute, I'm like, fuck! Shit to do, and I have to be there. So first it was Thursday with cherry curry. They used the singer from The Runway.
Shut the fuck up!
Yeah, I'm an asshole, but you know, when I think The Runaways, I don't think that useless singer chick played by Dakota Fanning in the CD movie. No, I think Joan Jett and Lita Ford. Not that useless old chick. It was cool. Bunch of fucking aging old punk rockers who worship The Runaways, but who gives a fuck? It was good for what it was. Then the next day was Predapool as a... The next day, Black Flag played the Roxy. I didn't go to that because, well, I'm not that cool. And at the Whiskey was Yachty by Nature, as in a yacht rock cover band. I thought it was a yacht rock, you know, hip-hop tribute, but no, it's just a yacht rock tribute band. Who cares? The next day was Kicks. I didn't go because it's Sunday, my hangover day. Then the following Thursday, it was Dima. Also known as Korn's Little Brothers Band, but Korn's Little Brother isn't in the band anymore. Apparently it's Ryan from Julian K, who also used to be an Orgy. That fucker does not really fit in with that band.
Made a huge mistake.
And then what happened?
It was Power Man 5000. Then it was New Year's weekend.
And what a weekend it was.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't just a weekend, it was 6 nights of fucking madness.
Oh yeah. It all started on Thursday, the 26th, for Hookers and Blow with Dizzy Reed of Guns N' Roses and Alex Grossi of Quiet Riot.
Next night was Master Fucking Pussycat.
I missed it because I pre-fired at my friend Marcus's house, and then that's basically it.
Kind of dead though, because you know people were preparing for the bigger nights.
Which was the next night with Steven fucking Adler of Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, well, you kind of noticed I got a theme here, huh?
And
dude, pretty packed.
Layla made a new crew.
Or got back with her old crew.
She hung out with Carol and Lena, and they fucked shit up.
It was badass. Next night was Enough's Enough.
I stayed in, saving my energy, because the next night after that was a fucking bullet hole. As we all know, is my
nigga, please.
Captain Anarchy was there, and that's basically it. Then finally, it was New Year's Eve with LA Guns. And at the Rainbow was Nightmare, HTH, for their New Year's Eve bash. And then we went to the after party, did some drugs, and that's basically it.